Harvard scientists are terrified. NASA has gone completely silent. And right now, 73 trillion pounds of something that shouldn't exist is racing through our solar system at 124,000 miles per hour, displaying behaviors that violate every law of physics we thought we understood. What you're about to hear will make you question everything you believed about our place in the universe. Because this isn't just another space rock. This is something that has been watching us. Something that just activated. Something that knows we're here. And the most disturbing part? It's heading straight for Earth's orbital path, making course corrections that suggest deliberate navigation toward our home planet. On July 1st, 2024, astronomers detected what they initially dismissed as another routine interstellar visitor. They cataloged it as 3I/Atlas, the third confirmed object from beyond our solar system. Just another cosmic wanderer, they thought. Just another chunk of ice and rock drifting through the infinite void between distant stars. They were catastrophically wrong about everything. Within weeks, this object began exhibiting behaviors that made seasoned astrophysicists literally step back from their instruments in shock and disbelief. The brightness curves didn't match any known comet pattern in our extensive databases. The trajectory was too precise, too mathematically controlled. The chemical composition defied known stellar formation processes. And then came the signals that changed everything we thought we knew about interstellar space. Imagine this terrifying scenario. You're monitoring what you believe is a natural space object, conducting routine observations through your radio telescope array, when suddenly your instruments detect structured electromagnetic pulses emanating from deep within its core. Not random cosmic noise from stellar radiation. Not solar interference from our own sun. Deliberate, mathematically patterned transmissions that suggest an internal power source actively communicating with unknown recipients across the cosmos. That's exactly what happened to Dr. Sarah Chen at Harvard's Radio Astronomy Laboratory on September 15, 2024. She was conducting her normal evening observations when 3I/Atlas suddenly lit up her monitoring equipment like a Christmas tree during a thunderstorm. The signal lasted exactly 72 seconds, transmitted at 1.420 gigahertz, the precise frequency of the hydrogen line that scientists have long theorized would be the universal choice for interstellar communication between advanced civilizations. But here's what made her hand shake uncontrollably as she reached for the emergency communication phone. The signal wasn't broadcasting randomly into the vast emptiness of space. It was aimed with surgical precision directly at Mars, where our robotic exploration fleet maintains constant surveillance of the red planet's surface and atmosphere. NASA's response was immediate, coordinated, and absolutely telling. Within hours, all public data streams about 3I/Atlas went completely dark across every platform. Scheduled press conferences were abruptly canceled without explanation. Observation schedules that had been publicly available for months suddenly disappeared from official websites. The agency that built its entire reputation on scientific transparency and public engagement suddenly erected an impenetrable wall of silence around this single mysterious object. What exactly were they trying to hide from the world? Independent astronomers around the globe began comparing their private observations and data, sharing information through encrypted channels and secure communications networks. What they discovered through this underground scientific collaboration was beyond disturbing. It was paradigm-shattering. 3I/Atlas wasn't behaving like any natural object in recorded astronomical history. Every comet we've ever studied gets pushed around chaotically by solar radiation pressure and unpredictable gas jets erupting from their surfaces. They wobble erratically, they drift off course constantly. Their paths continuously adjust as they heat up and vent material into space through random sublimation processes. Not this one. Absolutely not this one. Despite clear evidence of active outgassing, a visible coma of expelled material surrounding the central nucleus like a glowing atmospheric shroud. 3I/Atlas maintained its trajectory with mathematical precision that would make our most advanced spacecraft navigation systems look primitive by comparison. It was like watching a guided missile threading through the complex gravitational fields of our solar system, making microscopic course corrections that defied every established model of natural celestial mechanics that we've developed over centuries of astronomical observation. Right now, at this very moment as you process this paradigm-shifting information, 3I/Atlas continues its carefully calculated journey toward our sun, carrying with it potential answers to the most profound questions humanity has contemplated for thousands of years. Are we truly alone in this vast universe? Have we finally been discovered by intelligence from another star system? Is something out there systematically studying us the same way we study distant exoplanets and alien worlds? All the accumulating scientific data suggests the answer to every one of these life-changing questions might be an unequivocal yes. This mysterious object has already demonstrated technological capabilities that completely exceed our current understanding of natural physical processes. It maintains precise trajectories without any visible propulsion systems. It generates focused light beams that defy our known laws of physics. It transmits structured communication signals at frequencies specifically associated with interstellar communication protocols. It possesses internal architecture unlike any natural celestial body in our extensive astronomical databases. If 3I/Atlas truly represents artificial technology, if it constitutes our first confirmed contact with engineering from beyond our solar system, then absolutely everything changes forever. Our perceived isolation in the cosmos becomes an obsolete memory. Our comfortable assumptions about being unobserved become dangerously naive. Our understanding of what's technologically possible in the universe expands exponentially beyond our current imagination. But here's what should make you pause and carefully consider the truly profound implications. What if this technological visitor isn't the first of its kind? What if objects like 3I/Atlas have been quietly studying our solar system for millennia, systematically cataloging our biological development, monitoring our technological progress, patiently waiting for us to reach sufficient scientific sophistication to recognize their deliberate presence? The universe may not be the empty, silent void we've always imagined during our brief existence on this small planet. It may be vibrantly alive with intelligence, communication networks, and technology so incredibly advanced it appears indistinguishable from magic to our current primitive understanding. And if that shocking possibility represents reality, then 3I/Atlas represents much more than a groundbreaking scientific discovery. It represents humanity's graduation ceremony to cosmic awareness and our first invitation to join a universe populated by intelligence beyond our wildest dreams. What do you honestly think we're really looking at out there in the absolute darkness between distant worlds? A natural comet somehow defying every established law of physics we've discovered? Or something far more extraordinary and paradigm-shifting than our limited imaginations have ever dared to conceive? The answer might be racing toward us at 124,000 miles per hour, carrying universe-altering truths that will completely reshape everything we thought we knew about our place in the infinite, mysterious cosmos. But the most profoundly disturbing discovery came from detailed analysis of the object's internal structural architecture. Sophisticated density measurements using multiple scanning techniques revealed something that absolutely shouldn't exist in naturally formed celestial bodies. Vast hollow spaces within the central nucleus, like internal chambers or compartments designed for specific purposes. Natural celestial bodies form through gradual accumulation of material under gravitational attraction over millions of years, creating uniformly solid, dense structures throughout their entire volume. Engineered objects, however, can be deliberately constructed with internal storage spaces, operational chambers, or technological compartments. 3I/Atlas resonated under advanced scanning like it contained massive empty cavities, suggesting internal architecture designed for purposes we can only imagine. As the mysterious object continued its precisely calculated journey deeper into our solar system, independent astronomers using private observatories noticed another anomaly that made Harvard scientists genuinely uncomfortable about the implications. The forward-pointing beam structure extending from 3I/Atlas wasn't behaving like any known comet tail phenomenon in our scientific literature. Instead of streaming away from the sun, as fundamental physics absolutely demands, due to solar wind and radiation pressure, this brilliant spear of concentrated light thrust directly sunward, maintaining its perfectly focused shape across millions of kilometers of space. Imagine trying to explain to a university physics textbook how any natural object spontaneously creates a coherent, focused beam of light that completely defies solar wind pressure and electromagnetic radiation forces. No known natural process can account for this impossible phenomenon. It requires some sophisticated organizing force actively maintaining the beam's structural coherence and directional control across vast distances. Then came the discovery that fundamentally changed everything we thought we understood about our cosmic visitors. On October 15th, amateur astronomers operating equipment in the pristine dark skies of Namibia's desert regions captured high-resolution images that made professional observatories around the world scramble to verify their sophisticated equipment and measurement systems. 3I/Atlas was glowing bright emerald green against the infinite black canvas of deep space, radiating at specific wavelengths that suggested carbon-based molecular emissions from diatomic carbon compounds. Except previous spectroscopic analysis had already definitively confirmed that the object was severely deficient in the exact carbon chain molecules that naturally produce green luminescence in normal comets. It was somehow generating brilliant illumination through chemical processes that our most advanced chemistry textbooks insist shouldn't exist under any known natural circumstances. But perhaps the most genuinely chilling aspect of this entire deepening mystery involves the object's apparent sophisticated knowledge of our technological observation capabilities and orbital mechanics. The precisely calculated trajectory adjustments, the mathematically timed signal transmissions, the surgical precision of its Mars encounter, absolutely everything about 3I/Atlas's complex behavioral patterns suggests it thoroughly understands our technology and is deliberately positioning itself for optimal study and reconnaissance, almost like it specifically wants to be observed and analyzed by our scientific instruments. Dr. Loeb's research team at Harvard has proposed a comprehensive hypothesis that elegantly explains every single anomaly we've detected, but accepting their conclusions requires fundamentally revising our basic assumptions about humanity's place in the vast universe. They suggest 3I/Atlas might actually be a sophisticated technological reconnaissance probe, deliberately designed to study planetary systems while maintaining the appearance of a natural celestial object to avoid triggering defensive responses. Consider the evidence: the 5-degree orbital inclination that allows it to encounter multiple planets during its passage through our system. The precisely timed communication signals aimed specifically at worlds with active robotic populations. The controlled trajectory adjustments that keep it close enough for detailed observation, but far enough away to avoid triggering planetary defense systems. The exotic chemical composition that suggests advanced materials science far beyond our current technological capabilities. Every single piece of evidence points unmistakably toward deliberate engineering by an intelligence with capabilities that exceed our current understanding. And then came the Mars encounter that changed everything we thought we understood. On October 3rd, 2025, 3I/Atlas passed within 18 million miles of the red planet. close enough for our fleet of rovers and orbital surveillance platforms to capture unprecedented high-resolution images of a confirmed interstellar visitor. The timing seemed almost deliberately calculated, arriving precisely when our robotic scouts could provide detailed reconnaissance and comprehensive analysis of this mysterious object's physical characteristics and behavioral patterns. The Perseverance rover, conducting its routine nighttime imaging protocols, captured something that made mission controllers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory physically uncomfortable and genuinely disturbed. During a standard 9-minute exposure sequence designed to track stellar motion across the Martian sky, the rover's sophisticated cameras recorded a distinct diagonal streak slicing through the vertical star trails created by planetary rotation. This wasn't a random cosmic ray strike on the imaging sensor. This wasn't orbital debris from one of Mars' tiny moons. This was a structured object moving at velocities that matched 3 I/Atlas's predicted trajectory with mathematical precision. But just as scientists around the world were preparing to analyze these crucial images that could reveal the true nature of our mysterious visitor, something unprecedented occurred that sent shockwaves through the international space community. Multiple NASA websites crashed simultaneously across different server networks. Critical data feeds that had operated flawlessly for decades suddenly went completely silent. Communication channels that formed the backbone of global space research experienced mysterious technical difficulties that affected only information related to 3 I/Atlas. The timing wasn't coincidental. It was surgically precise and deliberately orchestrated. Think carefully about what this means for a moment. An agency with backup systems for their backup systems, redundant communication networks spanning the entire globe, multiple satellite links, and fiber optic connections, suddenly loses the complete ability to share data about a single object precisely when that object makes its closest approach to another planet. Either NASA experienced the most unlikely cascade of technical failures in its entire institutional history, or someone in positions of significant authority made a very deliberate decision to cut off information flow to the public and scientific community. Meanwhile, European Space Agency instruments continued their independent observations from orbital platforms around Mars, and what they detected should terrify anyone who truly understands the profound implications. 3. I/Atlas wasn't just passively maintaining its predetermined course through gravitational influences. It was actively adjusting its trajectory using controlled gas emissions that pulsed with clockwork regularity every 17 minutes, demonstrating technological precision that exceeded our current understanding of natural processes. Natural comets simply don't behave this way under any known circumstances. Their jets erupt chaotically and unpredictably when fresh subsurface ice gets exposed to direct sunlight, creating random thrust vectors that push these objects off course in erratic patterns. But 3 I/Atlas was demonstrating what could only be described as deliberate propulsive control, systematically firing what appeared to be attitude adjustment thrusters in precisely timed intervals that suggested sophisticated onboard navigation systems. Dr. Avi Loeb at Harvard University publicly raised the possibility that sent absolute shockwaves through the conservative scientific establishment. What if this isn't a natural comet at all? What if we're observing our first confirmed artificial object from another star system? What if something with technology far beyond our current capabilities has been studying our solar system and we're finally advanced enough to detect their presence? The detailed chemical analysis, conducted by multiple independent laboratories, supported his deeply unsettling hypothesis with hard scientific evidence. Spectroscopy revealed a molecular composition that matched no documented natural formation process in our extensive databases of stellar chemistry. While normal comets are primarily composed of water ice mixed with cosmic dust and rocky debris accumulated over billions of years, 3 I/Atlas consisted of 87% carbon dioxide with significant traces of metallic nickel in concentrations that defied known physics. A combination that suggests either exotic formation conditions completely unlike anything previously observed in our solar system, or deliberate artificial manufacturing using advanced materials science.